Hi, we're back. Let's say that you are new to Solano College, the English department, or any other department. You're giving some papers to students. You have to do some papers, get a good final grade, maybe a midterm paper, maybe a final research paper. How do you get these students to revise efficiently and effectively? Well, to answer that question, I went to what I thought was a very logical source. Mary Mazzocco, professor of English and Journalism. She is the senior advisor for Solano College's award-winning Tempest, The Tempest. Great newspaper. They write a story, they get, Pulitzer Award. They just get a lot of good stuff through. She has great students. And Mary, just in your time here, what are some of the things that you have done to develop students who are better editors on the fly?
Okay. Well, in journalism, one thing that I've done for a long time is I have allowed them to revise all of their assignments to improve their grades.
Okay.
That is really the only way to encourage a student to revise. In an English class, this may not be practical, depending on the number of assignments you have and how long the assignments are. But it's a very big carrot for students to revise. The second thing is that you really need to break the revision process down for them into simple steps. I've broken it down for my students into 4 steps. I say to them that they need to check their focus, be sure that it's correct, be sure that they've stated it clearly. They need to check whether they've collected enough information and answered all the reader's questions. They need to check their organization, be sure that their transitions make sense and that they've got the information in the right order. And then they need to go back and fix the periods and the commas and the pronouns and the other things that they've gotten wrong. And it's important that they look at revision as not starting with the punctuation, but starting with the concept of the paper.
I think you're right, and I hear it so much on this campus that, particularly like the 370 courses, every now and then you see kids just so focused on commas and semicolons and splices, but in the bigger picture they got to look to make sure they're even answering the right question.
Exactly. And you need to repeat that over and over again, and I do in my journalism classes. Whenever we start a new exercise, I always say to them, what's your focus? What's the first thing you're going to do? Then finally, about the middle of the semester, they start answering back, find my focus.
But you sort of make the editing guidelines part of some of the voices in their head when they think of you.
Exactly. You just got to say it over and over and over again.
I think that's a brilliant tip. It's such a good tip that in a previous video, Mary earned a great award from Pat the Professor. Best journalism teacher ever. Forget those punks at Columbia, Sac State, USC, but Northwestern. They're punks. Signed by William Randolph Hearst, Deep Throat, Pulitzer.
Patrick, I think you might want to check that out. I think you might need to confirm some of your facts on that.
I confirm nor deny nothing. I'm confirming. I take the 5th. So that's Mary. She's awesome. If you got questions, she is on campus. Check out her paper.
www.solanotempest.net.
It's great work. They're phenomenal staff. She's awesome. Thanks. See you soon.